Hey, welcome to Destination Q. On the left side, Charlie Baldwin. I'm here with strong side Vin Picaro, Tommy the Butcher. We are in Springfield, Massachusetts at Theodore's Blues, Booze, and Barbecue Restaurant. And we're about to check out some great food and talk to the owners in here. Stay tuned. We'll see you inside. Hey, it's Charlie. We're here at Theodore's with Sean and Keith. We're going to pull out their amazing baby back ribs from the smoker right now. Let's take a look at this food. Ho, ho, ho! Look at that. That is money right there. Fantastic. Not to give away any secrets, but you guys have your own like special dry rub and all that stuff?
Yeah, so it's about like 14 different spices. Emily, the chef, is trained more in New Mexico, so it actually has a little bit of cumin in it. Obviously, the brown sugar, salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder. But ours is a little bit different, has a nice little balance of flavors. This is our Cook Shack smoker. We smoke some of our more delicate meats in this smoker. It uses the wood chips in the bottom.
Yep.
We buy local wood from a farm out here. It can be anything from oak mostly, but also hickory and maple. It just depends on what they have available and what they're kind of clearing at the time. But we buy all that local.
It smells fantastic, Tommy.
Yeah.
So I see you going with no sauce, just a dry rub.
Yeah, so we
The
just
smoker. And how long?
so these were smoked for 4 hours here in this smoker.
There's no wrap. It's in and out 4 hours.
Yep. So this smoker is it's almost like an alto sham in a way with the wood box in the bottom.
Gotcha.
It's very tight, very compact. Like the Pride smoker, I mean, that's got a smokestack on it, so it tends to I don't want to say dry, but it smokes completely different, more traditional style. This one will keep all the moisture in. You could feel it when we opened it. It's the moisture comes out.
Crazy.
So we'll smoke a lot of our the delicate meats in here, chicken, the baby back ribs, in the Pride smoker we'll use the pulled pork, brisket, St. Louis ribs, beef ribs, all the ones that just use the full logs to cook with.
That looks like a flavor box on steroids. Get a look at that, man.
We've had this one for, I don't know, 15 years now.
15 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Old faithful.
Yeah.
And Sean, is this your gig? Is this what they make you do every day? Is pull the meat
Yeah, well, in the morning.
in the morning?
You're
Okay.
the pit
In the
master.
morning, yeah. We take off the stuff that we do overnight.
Yeah.
Throw the stuff in for the day.
Fantastic.
So these baby backs will be for the entire day.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hopefully. And you do St. Louis as well.
Yeah.
At the same
St.
time.
Louis ones take a little bit longer, so they're
Right. That's
Best thing in the barbecue business is selling till you're sold out, right?
Yep.
Yep.
You know,
So what do you think? What do you think is everybody's favorite? You think they go for these right here or the St. Louis?
it really depends on the person. People who like some more of the traditional barbecue, they'll certainly go for the St. Louis ribs.
Yep.
I think like my wife, my kids, they'll chow these things. They love the fillet of meat between the bone.
Yeah.
The St. Louis ribs are certainly that more traditional cut. I think they have a little bit more flavor just because the fat content's a little higher in them.
Sure.
But these, I mean, there's just little fillets of meat. They'll pull
Question.
apart.
membrane on and membrane off. What do you do with the membrane?
We do with the membrane on.
Okay.
We just
I mean,
a lot of it.
either way is
You'll
fine.
see how these come out. I mean, they're so tender, and
Yeah.
Look at that.
if you got rid of the membrane on these,
Yep.
I mean, they would just fall apart.
Gotcha.
It's hard to keep them together.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Already.
Well, I mean, this smells fantastic. I can't wait to taste your food. And we're going to talk to Emily real soon and get her take on what's going on here. Thanks again. Charlie, Tommy the Butcher, Keith, Sean, Big Vin, Wise Guys Barbecue. I'm about to sit down with the genius behind all this wonderful food in here, Emily Meunier. And we're going to talk about how she has turned this place into a barbecue hotspot and a place to go, a destination barbecue spot. Emily, where did you come from?
Right here, Springfield. Grew up in West Springfield, Mass, across the river.
And where'd you get where'd you make your bones in the cooking business?
Started off, in a catering business, so you kind of learn a bit of everything. I started here part-time when I was young, so I got a little bit of practice in here and then moved away to New Mexico. not known for barbecue, but known for great food.
What did you do in New Mexico?
I ran a New Mexican restaurant catering business.
Okay, so you went away. You you learned some things in New Mexico, different spices and stuff. How'd they get you in here?
I came back and visited to eat and just started talking to Keith again, and I was like, yeah, let me come back here again. I mean, Theodore's is one of those places that once it's in you, you're always part of the.
I love
part of
this
the crew.
place. This is a fantastic looking place.
It's a great place.
Everybody's telling me what a great place it is to work at. And you know, obviously you've been in the food business. That's not always the case. You know, sometimes there's a lot of turnover because places are just not that much fun to work at. All right, so how did we get to the point where your barbecue is so good? Obviously you walked in here. What was your mission when you walked in here? Did they like say, hey, we want to do this, or did they just kind of give you carte blanche and tell you come up with something?
I mean, it was already barbecue when I got here, and we just kind of, Keith and I would kind of have these little mini sessions when it was slow, and kind of come up with ideas or talk about things we liked or things we had seen, and we just kept expanding. So when I first started, we had baby back ribs, we had brisket, we had pork.
The basics.
And then, well, let's add another rib. Let's add beef ribs. Let's smoke the meat, smoke our meatloaf. And so we just kept kind of expanding from there, and then tweaking what we already did and trying some things they don't work, trying other things. Specials is a great way to try things out and get it on the menu.
Right. Hey, it sells out every time we put it up there. Let's put it on the regular menu.
So
fantastic.
Just trying. He's always been very supportive and trying and just see what works.
Trusts you, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic.
Absolutely.
It's been great talking to you. Thanks so much for your time. Charlie, Wise Guys Barbecue at Theodore's in Springfield, Mass. Get down here. I'm talking with Keith Weppler, who is a partner here with his another Keith Makarowski. Okay, and they've had this place since 1999, and it's a very unique establishment. I love it. We walked in here and I'm like, this is right up my alley. Kind of got a little speakeasy vibe with the dark wood, beautiful bar, and there's a billiard room upstairs. And they couple that with live music and great barbecue. So we're just going to talk to Keith for a few minutes and get some history of this place. So Keith, what drove you to buy this place? Like this has been around for a long time, and then obviously was owned by the two Theodores, hence the name. But how did this come your way? How'd you walk into this?
I used to live literally across the street, and this is where I came and had dinner, and this is where I kind of hung out a lot of times. And I had moved away and come back for, just to visit and hang out with old friends. And the owner's wife came up to me and said, "Hey Keith, what are you doing Friday night?" And I was like, "Nothing. I just gotten back to town 5 minutes ago and meeting friends." And she's like, "We're short a bartender Friday. Can you fill in?" And I was like, "Yeah, absolutely. I'll work. I love this place, and it's an institution, Springfield. Long before we were here, had such a great name and great reputation of just being a place to hang out at." And so jumped on that opportunity. Then the owners said they wanted to go away for the weekend, and hey Keith, you make sure the doors are locked. And
Keith, here's the keys. Just make sure the alarm's on.
And I had been in the business for years before that, and they knew I worked in. I was a restaurant manager for different companies, and so they had somewhat trusted me. And after I'd worked here for a little bit,
evidently,
and they came back, and the staff was happy, and the safe was full of money, and so they were like, turned into, we really want to retire. Let's make this work. We're between you and Keith, and we're ready to hand off the keys to you. So it worked out.
Amazing. So was Keith on board right from the jump when you proposed this scheme to him?
Yeah, Keith and I had worked together at another restaurant, and so we knew each other pretty well. And when this opportunity came up, he was the first person I called, and he came up here and checked it out, and instantly fell in love with it like I did.
He was on board.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. All right, you guys have had this place since 1999. The barbecue has always been part of the establishment, or did you guys bring that in?
They dabbled a little bit with stuff before we got here. as the years kind of went on, we just kind of got more and more involved into it, and just trial and error and working on things, and just became more and more popular. When Emily came along, who is now our third partner, actually, the chef Emily.
Okay.
She kind of took it all to a whole new level. That's when we really started kicking it in, and working the different smokers and different meats, and serving everything fresh. And we made such a transformation. Certainly when she came on board, everything is made here. All of our sauces, potato salad, cornbread, honey slaw, it's all fresh, and it's all fresh made here. Our barbecue is fresh and freshly smoked every day. And that really came in a wave with her being part of our organization.
Amazing. So you moved away from that traditional like bar food and things like that into a really legitimate, fresh barbecue smoking joint.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And what about the music? I mean, you've got such a nice combination here. You've got a great establishment, fantastic space. You've got great food. How about the music? Has the music always been part of this place?
Yeah, the music has always been here. All the really good local bands in the 70s and 80s played here. Yeah, we're pretty blessed because we have such a great reputation. A lot of the blues artists in New England seek us out. There's been people who've been playing here for 30, 40 years, and so we try and keep them on a rotation a couple times a year, sometimes 3 times a year, and just try to keep it as fresh as possible.
Yeah.
And kind of keep it unique and cool to come down and know that you're most likely not going to see the same thing twice.
That's fantastic. What a great philosophy. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty. You've got this facility. How has business been consistent through all, since you got it? Has it fallen off? Has some places we've been to, the downtown area will change and their customer base, it won't be as strong as it used to be in the past. What do you guys feel like? Has your customer base remained the same? Has the business remained the same, consistent?
We try. I mean, between Keith and I and Emily, there's always an owner here from the time we open to the time we close. And we really focus on, food, service, atmosphere, and just try to keep it simple. And, sometimes you have mistakes and sometimes you have little pitfalls, but
Sure.
Keith, Emily, and myself, we're always here and we're always focused on, food, customers, atmosphere.
And that seems to be attracting.
It sounds easy, but it's...
Yeah, it sounds easy, right? But it's not. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's been great talking to you. Thanks so
Thank
much.
you.
Can't wait to see the music.
Yeah.
This is Charlie, Wise Guys Barbecue, Destination Q at Theodore's in Springfield, Mass.